Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Friday. It is Friday, which means we, Dyson Dynamics, are live here on Twitch, brought to you by Heinz Ketchup.
God.
Not really. But hey, if a representative of Heinz finds this, reach out. So, last we left off, the group did some investigating based on some leads that were given to them by sort of the detective that they are working with under their impressment with the Flaming Fist. That information brought them to the home of one of the victims, and there was a lot of discussion about uh, the manner of the crime, the reason of the crime, et cetera, et cetera. And then they chose to follow up on another one of the leads that was presented to them, the Elf Song Tavern, which is a tavern that is or was supposedly haunted by a ghost. And the ghost would sing mournful and sad songs. Over the years, the ghost went away, and the songs were replaced by sort of clockwork apparatus to replicate the singing on the hour to keep the gag going. However, as you were waiting for your meeting with Tarina, a authentic elf song erupted, which you all were able to listen to. And it was at that moment that the bartender retrieved Tarina, who is now standing in front of you. And she will look at you all and say, Vincent said you asked for me?
Yes. We, we're working, regretfully under Captain Zouch and with, James O'Sullivan, and we know that you're, approachable about that whole deal with the, death cult business. Said you might have some leads, information.
You see her sort of take a deep breath in and exhale, and she'll say, "Oh, it's finally come to collect. Well, that's excellent. Should we speak right here?" And she'll sort of turn and give the tavern a once over, and we'll say, except for the ghost that's just reappeared, I don't think we'll be listened to over here.
Yeah, that's good. I actually placed a bunch of food orders, and I am keen on collecting on that. Also, I don't think this establishment will let me bring this pitcher of mojito outside. And I also want to, yeah, it's more convenient. Go ahead, feel free to sit down. Do you want to sit down next to me? I'm sure Marty or Silkez won't mind much if they moved over to give you space.
And if anybody is listening, I'll keep an eye out.
Right.
Yep.
Oh, that is ambiance.
My name's Jeremina. This is Marty. This is Marty's robot. This is Olin. This is Silkez. Am I forgetting anybody?
I think that's everyone.
Okay, that makes sense.
My name is Tarina. Not a real name, but that's neither here nor there. Well, I'm glad that the Flaming Fist has reached back out. And I'm just absolutely excited that they sent a group of adventurers to meet with me, because for what I have, I think I'm going to need something in return.
Oh, darling. I love that. What do you need?
So my roommate here at the Elf Song Tavern We would like to leave Baldur's Gate. Specifically, we'd like to get out to Little Kalimshan. We have a cart waiting for us there to take us further inland. But it's particularly hard for us to just leave.
All right. Are y'all
It's
fugitives or just more valuable here?
My old crew is looking for us.
Are you in bed with somebody?
I guess.
Ooh,
Well, no one would be looking for you if there wasn't a reason.
Yeah, they really. They're pretty sure that my roommate put a curse on the ship, and have been kind of hunting us down uh, in an attempt to either kill her or make her lift the curse, which I don't think she actually did.
Jermina's going to turn a little bit over to Marty, and Marty's sitting right next to her, right?
Mhm.
And she's going to tap Marty's shoulder, and then gesture under the table and do this. She's gonna limp her wrist. Are you getting? Do you? Do you two know each other?
uh, uh, has Marty ever seen her before?
No, definitely not.
Okay, well then I will go ahead and make the obvious question. How hot is she?
Well, attractiveness is technically subjective. But so she's tall, fairly well built, has very, very short hair. It's been cut down to, I mean, almost nothing. You can tell by her clothes that she works in a nautical profession, either like a fisherman or a merchant sailor or something like that. So there's your description. You can make your subjective decisions based on that.
Yeah,
I think
so
Fish has
Marty,
already made her subjective decision.
gives her like a once over and like immediately goes like a little bit pink and it's like back at
Okay.
Jeremina.
So, how many people exactly are part of your crew, and how many people are looking for you?
So I think here in Baldur's Gate they dropped off 15.
Oh,
Big
you're part of
team.
a larger kind of place or thing.
Also, what kind of crew?
We work in nautical acquisitions.
Ah,
That's a good word for it.
Okay. You don't. I'm trying to think of a polite way to phrase this. You don't mind if we kill them, right? If it comes down to that, if we have to
Ki-
remove their mortal coil.
They're
kill
going.
them?
If they find us, they're going to try to do the same. So I would advise
Okay.
yes.
Well, what has been stopping you from leaving insofar as it is right now?
My roommate is very conspicuous.
What?
Elaborate.
Yeah, what?
Are you agreeing to the job or not? I'll take you to meet her. She's upstairs. I'll take you to meet her after this. But I'm not going. I'm not going to introduce you until we either have an agreement or don't.
Okay, and we get y'all to Little Kalimshan no further, no earlier, and we don't take care of your well-being past that.
Nope.
Okay.
Little Kalimshan is. It's a good place to get stuff.
What are you giving us in return? Because you can talk a big talk, but I want to taste.
information pertaining to the entrance to the lair of the Cult of the Dead Three.
And you do have that for certain.
Yes.
Can I insight that?
Sure.
Sick. I'm going to. That's an average 12.
Okay.
Mm,
Where is my? I have so many freaking dice around. So, you get the sense that she is being truthful with what she's saying.
Is okay. Huddle time.
I can give you guys some space. I need to go grab an ale, anyways.
Yeah.
And she'll depart.
I mean, this is a good lead. Even if she has an inkling of the entrance to the, you know what I mean? Like, even if she just says it's in the wide, that's still a lot more than what we have, which is one dead body and evidence we can't access.
yes, and I appreciate you volunteering, but also killing people.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
isn't that murder?
Yep.
Yeah. Or self-defense, depending.
Now, self-defense is murder. I believe in that.
Oh,
Ye-
I'm not.
I'm trying to give her ways to feel better about the situation.
Okay, so you don't actually have to kill anyone, right?
Me and Silkez might. You don't.
You don't have to kill anyone.
Okay, that's fine.
Erlin, how do you feel about murder?
Can you ask that in Elvish so that he gets, you know what I mean? Because like translation, I want him to fully understand what we're
Fine.
asking him.
Erlin, how do you feel about murder?
I don't know. I've never done it.
Silkis is gonna give him like this very. He claims to never murdered, so.
Okay, but he doesn't seem. I mean, his face didn't seem.
You're not put off by it, right?
I don't know.
Okay,
He doesn't know. He's never.
we'll figure that out. I mean, at some point, we'll be forced to kill someone. I'm betting that when we go home, there's going to be like a cult member waiting for us or something. Like, you know, that's just kind of
How it goes, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
But
Whew.
hey, I think this is a good exchange, unless her roommate's when she means inconspicuous. Is it a hag?
Honestly, I'm
could-
guessing a mermaid.
Could be a hag, a mermaid, could be either you or I, but in a more extreme way. It could be any of the more interesting
I'm
races.
hoping it's a ghost. That way we can just put it in something and carry that around. Then just have Tarina go along with us to Little Kalimshan, but I'm guessing that's not what it is.
No, there's a catch here, but until I see what her roommate looks like, we're not going to know the extent of the catch, which is why I'm a little iffy on it.
Do you think there's anything else we can get out of this? If she has enough strings to pull a cart to get her out of Little Kalimshan, maybe there's a name.
Do you think she has any contacts in Little Kalimshan? We do need to start investigating there.
Precisely. And you know what? Maybe finding out how she gets out of Little Kalimshan might be nice in case
Emergency.
we have to get out of Little Kalimshan. Okay, so how about this? She comes back. We say, yeah, we'll do it. but we want to know any contacts, any extra info you got,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
how you're getting out a little Calimshan in case we want to get out. And then if she says I can't do that, then I'll whittle it down to okay, then we get
Yes.
I'll whittle it down.
At least having one contact in Little Kalamasham will be helpful.
Exactly. I mean, there's a bunch of places we can forge our own contacts, but it's always good to have a foot in the door as it is.
Mhm.
Okay. So Kaz,
Hmm.
will you bash your eyes real sweet along with me when Tarina comes back?
I don't know how to do so sweetly, but I can try.
Okay, well, either way, just to help me, if I start failing and, you back me up, you just
Of
nod
course,
along.
Jeremina. Of course, Jeremina. I believe in you. And that is going to be...
Like inspiration. I've seen. Oh, look at that! First spark inspiration.
Jeremina will take that to heart and say, thank you, Silk Kids. All right, we'll just wait for Tarina to come back. In the meantime, oh, you probably want more mojito. Does our food get back here? Like, is our food here?
So the food is not out yet, but when Tarina comes to the table, she is followed by Vincent, the barkeep, who
Okay.
will distribute the food as Tarina sits back down.
When he passes over the burger and fries that Jeremina got, she will cut the burger into quarters and put that in front of Olin.
No.
Oh.
Why?
You eat it,
Yes, I know.
okay? That's why I put it in front of you, so that you eat it.
Okay.
Just eat it, Owen.
He looks at her questionably, but starts picking at the food.
So, have we come to an agreement?
Yes, well, let's talk some of the specifics. Tarina, you were asking a lot of open-endedness from us, and we're asking... The relationship that we're developing right here between us is leaving a lot open, a lot to the vague and the unknown. In return for getting you and your roommate to Calimshan and to the cart to be taken out, we would like a name of a contact, a friend, anybody you think is going to be here that's going to help us out, and how you managed to get a cart out of Little Calimshan.
Oh, well, if you go to the Callum Jewel Emporium, Rilsa Real is the proprietor there. And she has all manner of ways of getting things done under the nose of the Flaming Fist, being the de facto mayor of Little Calimshan.
Where is she located?
Callum
In
Jewel.
Little Calimshan, the Callum Jewel Emporium.
All right. Well, and she'll extend her hand. Sounds like we have a deal.
Shake. Great. Well,
Do you want to sit here and finish eating with us?
sure. And she'll
Okay.
drink a tankard of ale and will nibble on whatever is communal.
We've got
Go ahead.
spinach artichoke dip.
Yes, I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
And I got wings, so go ahead and take some. I never finish enough. Y'all want to see me do something?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay. Now, this is a point of pride for me. I am the Luskan wing eating champion 6 years in a row. Um, watch
I
this.
I would imagine it would be fairly easy given tiefling's natural heat resistant like physicality,
Oh,
right?
that's good. I have never heard that one before.
No, I'm serious. Is that how that works?
No, I'm being sarcastic. I've heard that one before. Actually, what made me win the wing eating championships is that I can do this, and she'll work her jaw, kind of definitely briefly unhinging it, and then she will take 5 and put them into her mouth. And then she will close her jaw, and there's just this horrible, muffled, wet, crunching sound, and then she just swallows it. Um, 6 years, unbeatable.
Olin's gonna push the burger back to you. You look hungry.
Oh no, I got plenty of wings.
No, it's okay.
It doesn't have any bones in it, and I like bone marrow. So
I don't think you're supposed to eat cooked chicken bones.
well, that's for
Oh.
dogs. I mean, if I get a chicken leg stuck in there, all I have to do is pop my jaw back, and reach in
Oh,
with my
okay, you don't have to
fingers.
show me. You don't have to show me. My latte's ruined now.
Is anybody wanting the rest of the mojito?
No, you can go ahead and have it.
It's all yours.
I'm fine.
Okay. Olin?
Hmm?
Are you wanting any?
It's better than the water I ordered.
Okay. But yeah, let's switch. Okay, you take the rest of that, and I'll take this. 1 second. Oh God, it's like acid.
Was that you taste drinking the wine?
Yeah.
Oh, it tastes like water to me.
I mean, it's passable. How about you, Tarina? How's your food?
Food here is always good.
Wasn't that interesting? The ghost came back.
Yeah, I was not expecting that one.
I don't really know what to make of it myself. I've been here for about a week now, and I know the place is famous for it, but that's the first time it happened without the little clicking sounds before it.
Yeah. Yes, I tried to do something about that, but it is kind of necessary. There isn't really a good way to muffle it without messing up the song itself.
All right, I am all good to go. I will, if before we leave the tavern, I am going to be needing to use the restroom. Secondly, when are you wanting out of here? You're probably gonna want that tonight, right? Like as soon as possible.
Tonight, tomorrow, I would say tomorrow at the latest. So if you wanted to, take some time to plan how you're gonna do it, that's fine.
Are y'all good for a pretty late night? I'm thinking what we can do: go up, meet, then come back down, plan, get the stuff we're gonna need if I need anything, and then just take care of this all in one fell swoop.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Make it work.
All right.
Would you like to meet her first so you all know what you're working with?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, please.
All
Don't
right.
mind.
All right, come upstairs. You can use my room's restroom.
Oh, that was nice.
So she will, once you are all done and sort of ready, will let you all finish, guide you up the stairs to a basically the area at the top of the stairs is sort of large and open. It has sort of some tables that either for shared dining or sitting and playing games, things like that. You kind of get the sense that this might also be used as an event space. And then around the walls are just doors for individual rooms. And Tarina leads you all to what looks to be sort of the nicest or fanciest looking door. Sort of just based on the amount of wall between it and the doors on either side of it, you would guess that it is probably the largest room. And she'll knock gently and say, "Ideltrist, it's Tarina, I'm coming in," and will open the door and sort of slink into the apartment. All the lights are off in the apartment. There are no candles. It is very, very dark in here. And she will wave you all inside.
I get to say this,
Going.
and I'm sorry. Am I back?
Yeah.
Okay.
You never
There
left.
you go.
Oh, it cut out a little bit for me. Keep going.
Oh, you said I'm gonna say this, and then I stopped.
Oh, yeah. I have dark vision.
Excellent.
Same.
Well,
It's almost as if everybody in this party has dark vision.
That's true.
Depending on your dark vision, there are a number of things in this room. The first is a large, what looks to be a king-size bed with a trunk at the foot. There's sort of a desk for doing work on, a rug on the floor, and then like a sofa with sort of effectively a house plant, and sort of standing there in the just in front of the sofa is a figure in a very, very thick robe. So it looks like almost winter robe. And Tarina's like, "Okay, Ideltrist, I'm gonna turn the lantern on. Just watch your eyes," and we'll go ahead and turn the lantern on. And as you do, you see sort of a face in the hood of this large, warm-looking coat. It is green with sort of flares of what look to be almost like fins coming off of it. You can see sort of through her eyes that are squinting. They're black with sort of a gold iris. She has some blue splotching along her face, and you can kind of see her lip tremble up, and you can see all of her teeth they're very sharp. They sort of look almost like shark teeth. They have like ridges and things like that on them, and she'll sort of. But just around the neck, you can kind of see some sort of iconography, but it's really hard to see through the busyness of the cloak. And Tarina says, "All right, Ideltrist, got some people to get us a Kalimshan so we can get a little deeper in. Gang, this is Ideltrist." She waves.
How do you do?
She effectively makes sounds that sound a bit like growling and a bit like bubble back at you.
How do you spell her name?
Idoltris. Ideltrist. And Tarina will say, "Now that we're in a safer area, Ideltrist was run out of her settlement, and we being me and my old crew sort of found her adrift, and she said she was running from something pretty horrific, corrupting her village. It wasn't the death curse, or it didn't sound like it, but there's something not quite right going on off the coast, and I don't know what it is. But we took her aboard. There was, sort of some interest in sometimes ship crews like having a mascot. But then a bunch of bad stuff started happening. We lost people overboard. we had a rip in one of our sails, and we sort of started pointing at her. And given that she's a priestess, right, they said, "Oh, I may have placed a curse." And one night we just got in a rowboat and left.
Oh,
So
Good on you. I know that must have been hard.
thanks. Yeah, it was the right thing to do. She wants to go more inland to be away from whatever it was that was deep down in her settlement. For those who don't know, she's a Sahagin, I think is how you pronounce it.
Oh,
Oh,
that
I
makes
thought.
sense.
She growls and bubbles again.
Ha!
Hello.
So, now that you know the extent of the sort of the situation we're working with, I'll leave you all to your planning.
Hmm.
um, well,
Well, it's a good thing I have the magic I do. I'm just going to say that much.
Okay. I feel pretty safe just talking up here. I- Is Idoltress more comfortable with the lights out?
Yeah, her eyes are really sensitive because her settlement was so deep. So yeah, she has a tendency to like the lights off.
Do I want to cut the lights out, y'all?
I mean, I have dark vision.
I have no issue with it.
All right, Olin.
I'm okay.
Okay. Let's get the lights cut, Tarina.
And Tarita will go ahead and snuff the lantern that she was using.
Okay. So from here to Little Kalimshan, let's see, how long are we suspecting that's gonna take? Do we want, let's see. Okay. Little Kalimshan. Hmm. Okay, how about this? We need to test how easy it is for us to get to Little Kalimshan because it is outside of Baldur's Gate. And if they take our identification, all of our identification, it's going to be a little difficult with those two.
Hmm.
But I mean, we can also just call up Zaj and be like, "Hey, we need these two people to get into Little Kalimshan in exchange for this information." Like, I mean, he's prejudiced, but
Mm.
I don't think he cares as long as it makes him look good. And knowing the location to the Cult of the Death 3,
I
that would
don't
make him look.
It would, yeah.
true, but I don't really trust him to not be a dick about it.
Well, how would he be a dick about it?
Well, maybe he decides, oh, they have information. I can get that other ways.
Yes, especially if, she is a priestess and maybe he's interested in whatever it is that she has.
But if he does
Mhm.
that, then we just blow his ass out. We just hit up whatever the news and we go, look at what this guy did.
I
Ooh.
don't think they care.
I don't think they care. Also, I think Zod controls
He's a guard
information.
captain. He's not a freaking penny cover antagonist. Like, he doesn't have his fingers in all the pots. He's just some old dude.
It kind of sounded like he did, actually.
Sounded like he had more reach, but that could be a power play.
I mean, he's a guard captain.
He does want to get promoted.
Yeah. And if the others find out about this, I mean, you know Lady Silvershield. We talk to her, then she talks to her people, and rip, he doesn't have anything. I don't think he'd throw all that away for something that would benefit him much more in the long run.
That's true.
I don't want to risk it, honestly.
Yeah, but you want to risk us getting killed leaving Kalimshan?
Well, I mean, okay, I can't say this isn't risky, but I do
Do
have,
we?
she points at the carpet bag that EV3 has, like, slung over their shoulder.
We are not doing.
Most people don't check it.
We are not
I-
putting them inside the death mobile. That thing just kills people.
I mean, I've used it to sneak out of the house before. Only once or
Oh.
twice, though.
I'm afraid I'm afraid I don't have the ability to change her appearance either. Not at the moment, anyway.
And
Uh,
this is all hypothetics. What we can do is just the four of us take the walk. We count how long it takes us, the things that we notice as we're walking to Little Kalimshan. Then we see how hard it is for us to get in. They might only need to check one of our ideas. One of our cards.
IDs.
And then, yeah, hey, we're golden.
Maybe.
Olin will quietly put his hand up and just wait.
Yes, Olin.
The priest that I'm with, he could help too.
Oh, that's good. No, that's a good idea. We get them priest garbs, and they're just doing alms.
True.
Olin, ooh, you're a
Hmm?
genius.
Very good idea.
Yeah, very good. Do you want a gold star?
No. He just like looks away from her for a second, just not knowing how to feel right now.
Do you want a gold star, Marty, for pointing out some helpful things?
Sure.
Okay. And she will snap her fingers twice, and briefly there will be like an illusory, glittery gold star.
Oh, how lovely. I do enjoy magic. That was very nice, Jeremina. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so here's what it sounds like. We go for a walk to Little Kalimshan. We see how long that takes us. We see what the security is like. Then, when we have that figured out, we double back. Olin brings us to his priest. Then we ask the priest for help, and then we bring them out of we bring them out, and then ta, we did it. All in time for dinner at Little Kalimshan. Perfect.
Fair
Seems-
enough.
Let's see how it goes.
Okay. Yep. Everybody's got their weapons on them, right?
Weapons?
Yes, I have my weapons on me.
Okay.
I don't carry
Olin,
weapons.
you got yours. Okay, well, I mean, you make things, so I'm sure you'll figure it out if push comes to shove.
Oh, okay.
Olin just points to all the weapons that are on him.
All
Yes,
right,
Olin.
let's go for a walk.
All right, good luck and thank you.
So we're taking a walk to Little Kalimshan, or are we taking a walk to meet the priest, or Olin's priest?
We're taking a walk to Little Kalimshan, seeing what the border security is like, and then we're going to talk to the priest.
All right. So, with that as the plan, as you all depart the Elf Song Tavern, the large ogre who is running the door, bidding you adieu, um, you find that based on your understanding sort of the roadways from where you're at to Little Kalimshan, there are about 3 areas where you are going to run into potential problems.
Yeah, I was
Uh,
about to ask.
yes, so the first one is the gate itself. And as you all are marching forward to Little Kalimshan, you see that the gate is being operated by Flaming Fist soldiers who are checking people's papers to ensure that they either have the correct papers to come and go from the city, or have their correct papers to prove that they are residents, or the correct papers to prove that they are adventurers, etc., etc. With people who are not residents, there is a brief check to see if they're wearing anything around their neck, specifically probably looking for cult iconography. The guards also give them a 1 silver. Um, you notice as you're observing this that Okeb, the Minotaur, who was in the was in Zodge's sort of accompaniment when you all first met at the beginning of the campaign, is standing there and appears to be overlooking the procedure without Zodge present, and he's having a conversation with a figure who would be very familiar to you, Detective O'Sullivan, James. They are having a sort of a back and forth.
Actually, could we ask him for help?
I think that might be good. Um, y'all don't mind if I do that, do you?
Go ahead.
Not at all. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Just 1 second. Okay. Is this good? Is this enough? Did my cheeks run out a little bit?
I
Mm,
think you look good.
I think you're fine. Maybe fix your Cupid's bow, but that's all I got.
Is that good?
Yes, much better.
Perfect. Okay. I don't look drunk, do I?
Did you really have that much drink?
I drank almost that entire
She
pitcher.
drank 3 of the pitcher, so
Oh goodness, I did not realize.
Yeah, and then I had that wine that was basically vinegar. That won't be a problem though. She'll approach Okeb and O'Sullivan.
So as you approach, due to Okeb's stature, you hear him first, and he said, or he says, then I told Zaj, I said, that guy over there is probably going to cause trouble, and lo and behold, he was down in the station the next day. This is one of yours, right? And at this point, James will wheel around and see you, and the first thing you see when he sees all of you is his eyes get really big, and then he will say, yeah, it is. Okay, it's been great talking to you. I'm sure they have something real important for me. So great talking to you. Great." And he'll like tap him on the chest and bye. And we'll turn and we're walking.
Yeah,
we're walking.
walking over. All right, everyone. All right. What was that all about? Was that bad?
No. Well, yes and no. And he'll sort of check over his shoulders and will say, so I wasn't able to identify the guy, the body of, but because the bodies aren't identified, we've got hot scenes out there, right? I just got word in from the refugee camp that one of the victims was living in a tent there, and nobody's touched the scene yet.
Oh, We should check that out then.
About that, Sullivan, how much control do you have over people getting in and out, specifically getting into Little Kalimshan?
I can't get into Little Kalimshan. None of the Flaming Fist can.
But can you extend it so that someone can, specifically to people?
No, I think you're misunderstanding me. Like, I can't do anything. Little Kalimshan runs its own. It's its
Yes,
own, like,
it's its own sustained area. So
municipality.
anyone, and it seems like based off of the way that he was talking about it, they're very mistrustful of the Flaming Fist and anybody coming out of Baldur's Gate. So all James's influence probably ends where the border ends.
Right, but we're looking to get past the Flaming Fist guard, which you can help us with.
You're talking about like this gate right here?
This gate, this gate, this
Not-
gate.
Not really. Most of the paperwork stuff that I get comes from Zodge.
Are you good with Zal? Okay, I have a hypothetical for you. Say we had someone who's willing to help us, you and me, get done with that cult, but we need to get them into Little Kalimshan. Would Zalj help us with that, even if it was a little under the nose?
You'd probably have to convince Zodge to do it, sort of off the books. I'm not saying he wouldn't be willing. As long as it would look good for him, I think he would probably go for it. But also, he has his little idiosyncrasies with what he will and won't do.
Okay.
Mm.
Thank you, James. You explained a lot for us. Also, you snore a lot. What you're gonna want to do is boil water, keep it in the room while it's misting up, and it'll open your passageways.
Got it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, looks like our job's done here. We have to go talk to a priest.
As they're walking, I'd want to see if Silkez either sees anybody trailing them, and he's also going to be studying for potential, like, I guess, back ways to go, hiding spaces, things like
Okay.
that.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Oh, God. Wish me luck. 14.
14. So, I mean, as far as this particular area goes, there isn't much in the way of sort of major hiding spots, but I mean, Baldur's Gate at the end of the day is a city, so there are always dark alleys and things like that to potentially duck down. However, looking through the gate to sort of the other side, you can sort of see one of the sort of minarets jutting from inside the walls of Little Kalimshan, like just on the edge of the distance. It's like looking through the gate, but from where you are at to that spot is a field of tents. It is like a massive tent city of Eltgardian refugees who have sort of prompted this whole crisis of the Flaming Fist having to sort of shut the city down and martial law it basically. So in that way, there is a lot of places to hide, but also there could be people inside, there could not be people inside, and all of that is along a road that goes from Baldur's Gate to Little Kalimshan.
Okay. And there's a little minaret.
Yeah, a little minaret.
All right. Have we been followed at all?
No, not to your knowledge.
All right, cool.
So that's when I told the bartender, if you stop making those stupid infernal heritage jokes, then I'll stop spitting in your drink. But then he didn't even do that. So then I had to get my husband at the time to go talk to him, but then he wasn't really that scary. So then I had to go talk to Jar Axel about it. Do you know how embarrassing it is to go to Jar Axel about workplace drama? Do you?
I imagine it's not great.
I mean, that's
I
our
mean,
business, so
yeah, well, I was kind of working at the other guy's place. So it was a little like, but then he
bit
has to go
awkward.
talk to his friends, and then. But yeah, that's what I last dealt with. Anybody else?
I mean,
I can't.
usually I end up working in the back, so I don't have to deal with customers all that much.
Well, it appears that last time I spoke with Jaraxel myself, I found out the political happenings in a kingdom that he happened to pass through, and the results I was not expecting, and I sincerely hope all the people there come to their senses. But as it is, it seems like he's going to be a good leader, so insofar as much as Jaraxel can be. But that's what I've got.
I have like a vague idea of who this Jaraxel is, but we are talking the same one, right?
Yeah, 5'8", 5'9",
Like the
drow, bald, big cap.
Shaves his hair to avoid child support.
You're
person
thinking of
in the one book.
yeah, Break On to Infinity.
Yeah, that one.
All right, I can confirm that didn't happen. Draxel did think about it though.
I honestly,
There's not much he hasn't thought about, so that's unsurprising.
I hate you, Fish, so much.
I,
Ugh.
I, yeah, I don't know. I never really believe in any of those books and all. They're all very wishy-washy.
Oh, well, I mean, you should. You know those penny novels about the flight crew?
Yes, isn't that one of them? Well, I guess it stars Cobalt, but the rest of them aren't in it. But yeah, I don't know. Like, honestly, I think they're probably just overblown celebrities. You tend to see that in adventures, right?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
can't say that because that's what we are now.
Uh, no. Yeah, that's
Technically speaking.
does working for a person make us adventurers? Like, we haven't done
Would you rather be
adventures in,
hunters?
I don't know, like maybe just unwilling Oh, I guess we are going to get paid for this. I don't know.
I mean, we do have these cards, kind of adventurers now.
Legally
Oh,
speaking,
true.
we
Yes,
are
I don't know.
adventurers.
Yeah.
So, to clarify, are you guys finishing your walk to Kalmashan, or are you going to?
We're going to the church.
Okay.
Because we haven't, we didn't even go to the gate to get investigated. We're just walking to the church.
Okay. All right. Sure thing. It is quite a hike from the gate near the Elfsong Tavern and Little Kalimshan to the High House of Wonders. This is a place that Olin would certainly be familiar with, as well as Marty. Marty needing to get her different licenses and things like that for not only clockmaking, but also her automaton and other such things processed through this building. Olin, you'd be very familiar with this place, as this is where the cleric took you when after finding you out in the woods.
Mm-hmm. It's not far. It's a small walk from here.
Really? Because it feels like it's been a lot longer than 10 minutes.
And I'm
I've
very sorry. I know we just took a bathroom break, but I do have to go take another bathroom break.
Oh my gosh, you shouldn't have drank all that mojito.
almost there. Almost there.
Hmm.
This is miserable. Olin, I'm miserable.
I don't.
Do you have to make this hack like every day?
Yes.
Oh, this is miserable.
It helps.
It helps what?
Process. I think process. Process.
It's good for thinking as you walk.
I'm not thinking about anything else other than how miserable I am right now.
It's okay.
I
Almost
had
there.
snowshoes in Luskin. Or I just make somebody carry me. This
Um,
is the worst. I'm not letting that thing
it's very, it's it's very gentle. I mean,
carry. Now I'm good.
all right,
It's
yeah.
not that. It's not about it hurting me or anything. It's just new, and new stuff scares me.
Yeah, I've heard that one before.
God, this is miserable. How are
So-
y'all all so refined? Oh, we're here.
So you all arrive at the High House of Wonders. It is a the front of it is sort of a round building shape, almost a U-like shape, sort of almost beckoning you inside. With behind it stands this large sort of boxy structure lined with columns, and you can sort of see what looks to be a glass dome somewhere in the middle of it. The front door is very, very large with a intricate locking mechanism on it, where it looks as though the entire door itself sort of would turn to open the larger doors. However, down at the base of these larger doors are smaller human-sized doors that are a little bit less intricate that the rest of the larger door works around. As you all push through this area, what you come into is a large open room filled with chairs, sort of back to back, creating long rows. Wrapping around the edge of the room are basically like booth-like stalls, and behind some of them, you see a sort of a person typing on what looks to be some sort of typing contraption, as opposed to utilizing inkwells. It makes a very chunky sound as they plug away at it. And before any of you can do anything, a loud voice comes from the walls surrounding, saying, "Now serving number 24."
Oh,
And
no.
you see a dwarf in a sort of leather smock stand up and hold up a ticket, and will look around and find the person that he has that he has been assigned, and make his way over. Oh, and just to your left, there's a sign that says, "Please take a number," and a little thing sort of.
I hate it here.
Okay. Before we continue, I have a question.
Yes.
Does Olin has Olin been told he could walk through?
Yeah, Olin would know that he could basically just walk up to any of the people without a number, and ask for his cleric. And actually, many of the people here now just know when they see Olin to go get.
Okay. Olin will look at you and go, one second, and he'll walk
Okay.
over to
Mhm.
probably like an older person, just because they're probably the ones that are like the kindest to him. So he'll go to them.
Okay. Oh, it's you.
Hello.
Okay, I'll go get him.
Thank you.
And she'll
How-
strain herself to her feet, grab her like cane, and will walk off.
Shermina will look at Marty and go, "How old?" So, how old do you
Hmm?
think his priest is? I'm batting 90.
That's so.
Well, it depends. I mean, okay, so first we have to think about human or otherwise.
Well, oh, okay. Where's your? I think the most interesting I see here is a half elf, so like human.
Then I would say 70 to 90 in that range. 50 if we're lucky, but most likely 70 to 90.
Yeah,
What do
Marty.
you think, Marty?
Yeah, what are you thinking? How old's a priest?
I don't know. While she's talking to you, she's like sort of like just like looking around or like trying to be superstitious about it, but not being. It's like I don't know. What were we talking about?
How old Olin's priest is? My thing is that someone who takes on and adopts Olin
Oh
has got to be old, right? Decrepit.
Well, not
Dust.
necessarily.
Mean.
Me. When we took in my adopted brother, my dad wasn't quite so old. I think if you put it into human years, he'd probably about 54.
Brett, but y'all's drow. It's different. I mean,
Oh,
your dad was a drow, right?
yeah, he was.
Oh, okay. My dad was a wood elf. My mom was a drow. So,
Oh, really? That explains the ears.
yep, super long.
It is at this point where a door flies open, and you all see before you a man in his sort of middle 30s with brown slicked back hair and sort of very
I'm gonna clip
beautiful
that later.
beautiful blue and white robes with sort of intricate cog designs on them, but they are also like smeared with oil and grease.
Marty.
And
Where's my
he'll
shoulder?
and he'll say, Olin, and who are your friends?
Marty, do they have vows of celibacy?
No, well, I don't.
Oh
Go here.
God.
Why are you asking her?
Just go.
Jason, you never gave me a name.
I know.
Hi.
Yeah, I'll play to that. That's fine.
Hi.
Hey,
Olin, introduce us.
this is
He has memory issues. I am so sorry. My name is Jacques Gunther. It's pleasure to me. Are you friends of Olin's?
he pulls out the adventure card.
So we kind of
This
got
is new,
ourselves
yeah.
into a bit of a conundrum. We've been conscripted into service as far as finding the source of the Cult of the Dead 3. As such, we are working with and helping Olin.
I see. Well, come back to my office. We can talk. We don't want to be out here. It's brings the mood down a little bit. Now serving number 25.
How tall is he?
He is.
Oh my God.
He's right about at like 5'8" ish.
Olin! I wish you had introduced us sooner. You know, you need to involve us more in your life.
Why does his name sound familiar?
It does. Also, has
Jacques
Marty
Hunter.
ever?
Uh, so it's Jacques Guntar.
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 Guntar does sound familiar.
And his title is Wonder Maker. is how
That's
he
cool.
introduced himself.
Fish, no. Fish, no.
It is at this
Wonder maker, you say?
it is at this point where he will sort of get through with sort of introducing himself, and then you see his eyes track up, and he's like, "What is that wonderful machine?" And will make a beeline for EV3. He's like, and he'll just sort of take a jeweler's loop out of his pocket and begin like inspecting things like welds and screws.
Oh, that would be EV3. That's fine. I have paperwork.
Oh, I don't check paperwork. That's for the
Okay.
That's for the parliamentarians. Don't worry about it. Let's go back to. Oh, that's so cool. Sorry, give me one moment. So Hannah's project this week was, if you remember, poodle skirts from the 1950s.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's made a Shiba Inu version.
Let me see. Oh,
my god!
Very awesome.
I love it so much. Like with the shirt and everything too. Like it's gorgeous.
Did she do? Is it embroidery or applique?
So this is felt applique, and then it's got like a rhinestone collar, and the leash is like this little bit of trim.
That's so cool. And I love
Yeah.
the petticoat. I think that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very good, Hannah. I love it.
It looks so good.
Everybody thinks it's red.
Mm.
Okay.
I'm sure
Anyways,
everyone's
sorry, she just finished and wanted to.
No,
to show me.
you're good.
No complaints here.
Jacques also saw a cool Shiba Inu thing. It's like, this is wonderful. Who made
This
this?
is wonderful. Who made this? Anyways, come back to my office. We'll talk. And he will lead you all into the door he came from and into the inner workings of the High House of Wonders. The first thing that you will notice about the interior of this building is that the lighting is very strange. It is white, which is unlike the lantern light or like lantern light or candle light, things thrown by flame or oil. It is bright white.
Would you say it's LED?
I would say that it's electric.
Woogie woogie woogie.
All right, and so the halls are very, very well illuminated. Every now and then you'll pass by a window into like a chamber that has a sort of a machine that's being worked on. Everything from what looks to be warfighting machines to construction machines. And as you snake your way through, you eventually come to his office door, which, Olin, you've probably only ever been here like one or two times. It is not a commonality for you to be in this space. And he tosses open the door and sort of beckons you all inside. He in the room he has what looks to be a very heavy looking antique desk, and on the top of it is a leather mat that has been rolled out, and there looks to be some sort of machine that's disassembled on this leather mat. But the most curious part of this room is the glass wall behind his desk chair, and through it you see basically what looks to be this sort of it's a large machine that has almost bellows at the bottom of it that like expand and contract as though they are almost breathing, and it also has some other features that almost look like it's sort of living, like it has what looks almost like eyes that are sort of on like rockers, and it turns and it looks as though it's looking around the room. It's very unsettling. And he will sort of wave his hands at some chairs that are in the room and swing behind his desk and sort of sit back and pop his feet up on the desk and pick up a piece of the machine that was on the desk and say, "All right, well, it's always good to have guests.
Oh, this is.
What is it I can help with?
This is completely unrelated, but what is that?
Oh. He gets very excited very quickly, and he says, it is a makeshift attempted channeled systemizer. It makes predictions that directly from Gond.
How did you manage to do that?
Very carefully. I lost a few interns, but it works. It works. It, basically, what you do is you ask it a question, and then you kind of see right there, and underneath the eyes, which are now like sort of rocked to the side and like almost staring at him as he's addressing you, is what looks like a slit, kind of looks like a mouth. He's like, and then a paper transcript of what has been said will come out of that sort of slot. See, it's very interesting when you sort of get into religious and extraplanar machines and the way that they can tie into the plane of mechanics and other other ways that it's possible for divine entities to bypass or come into our world a little more than they might be to us.
It's
Interesting.
fascinating.
Would you like to ask it a question?
Yes. Please.
Yes.
Well, you can only take one question at a time. Usually it gets tired.
You can go then.
All right. What kind of things are you able to ask it?
Of all manner of questions. In fact, Olin here, I asked the machine to prove to me it worked. It told me to go on a nature walk, and I might find someone and find someone.
You found Olin.
Indeed.
Oh, and you confirmed this earlier, but I just want to make sure. He does have amnesia.
I don't think that's the machine's fault, if that's what you're trying to say.
No, not at all.
Okay,
It's not saying. I'm just saying, as a coverall, he does have amnesia.
That's what I think it is. I'm not that.
Sorry, Olin. I just wanted to make sure.
It's okay.
Okay. Kind of superstitious, you never ask anything you don't want to know, right? Especially from this. God's not really my god. Do I just talk to it?
And he sort of turns around and plays with a panel underneath the glass and pulls out what looks to be like a old style and sort of attached to a cord, and he'll say, you speak in here.
Oh, I speak in here. Do you have to do it? Can I?
No, take it.
Okay. All right. And then I just... Okay. Should I make a pantsuit tonight?
You see its eyes sort of look at you and then sort of swing around, and so it's like looking up as though back and forth, and then all of a sudden out of that slot in the mouth it goes and it just sort of like like spits up some paper, and you see Jacques sort of grab this little panel and lift it and reach inside and tear off and tear the paper and hand it to you. And on the paper it says, "Outlook unclear. Ask again later."
Olin looks over. I get same answer every time.
You ask it if you're going to make a pantsuit?
No, where I'm from.
Oh.
And who am I? Do I get memory back? I guess I meant every time.
Oh.
He's eating
That's
candy
sad.
off of the desk, just so you know.
Just eating the mints that are there.
He just thinks they're candies, so he's just eating them like normal.
Can you pass me one?
Would anyone else like to ask a question?
You can go, Sulcus.
Ooh. I kind of want to. Go ahead, Marty. Let me think.
Okay. She'll sort of walk up and think for a moment. Have I lost it? She will bring it over and say, "Will I always be at the clockmaker shop at Gimble and Sons?"
It goes boom, 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 and prints out another piece of paper, which will be subsequently ripped off and handed to you, and it's the word no.
Oh, well, there we go. Okay. Good night, Dad.
Night,
Good night, Dad.
Hi, Dad.
The clockwork thing spits out another word as several. Like,
It breaks the
it
fourth
says
wall
"Good
and
night, Dad"
prints.
over and
Yeah.
over again.
Yeah, it breaks the fourth wall and just says night,
It then
Dad.
starts spitting out of its mouth. I know my question. I'll wait for Fish to return.
Got to wait. You need to wait. It's all about waiting.
Welcome back.
Okay.
Yeah.
They-
Did you get
Yeah.
one Dad from us?
yeah, obviously. I say that before you say goodbye from me.
That's important.
Everybody said night, Dad. God.
What did it say, Marty?
Oh, just no.
That's good.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Something definitive.
Yeah, it's definitive. Yes.
So anyway,
I do have a question to ask. If it's
Please.
will Zodge be amenable to our suggestion?
That's so fucking smart.
It goes sort of the eyes like rotating inwards to make, seems like it's thinking very hard, and then it goes and spits out a piece of paper, which says Zodge prideful, approach with caution.
Thank you.
Somewhere on the other side of Baldur's Gate, just
Sneezes. The fuck?
Olin
Hmm.
probably got about one question left.
Okay. So he'll walk up, grab the mic, and doing what he normally does, because it's easier to talk, he'll speak in his language and ask, will I get to know who I am?
The machine will once again sort of roll its eyes in that particular way that makes it look like it's thinking very hard. And there's a couple beats longer than it took for the other questions, and then it eventually spits out a piece of paper, which will say yes, but after long travels.
Okay.
that sounds like something new.
Yes. Very new.
Thank you, Jacques, for showing us this. Is there how long does it need before we can ask new questions?
It's usually about once a day.
Okay.
Once a day, 4 or 5, give or take. Eventually gets tired, and you kind of see the eyes sort of roll together, and then the bellows start rising and falling in a
Oh,
manner
it falls
reminiscent
asleep.
of a chest rising while someone sleeps.
Oh.
We didn't just come here to make conversation, though certainly amenable to that later. Um, kind of new to Baldur's Gate, actually. Um,
Do you get out much?
Outside?
Yes, like outside.
From time to time.
A man of the cloth, always staying indoors where he is needed.
dedicated. I love that. Okay, I don't know how to explain this easily. Me and the others, including Olin, were pressed into adventurehood. We'd been forced by Zaj into, uncovering the cult. While the cult's still active, we can't continue on with our lives. We found someone who's willing to help us find a massive lead into the cult. The problem is that we need to get them into Little Kalimshan, which is difficult because of the Flaming Fist and the border patrol and all that. We were wondering if you had any type of resources that could help us either get past them borders without too much investigation on our friends, or if you could help us with Zaj.
Well, as far as helping you with Zaj, I don't man for he's not a fan of mine. I'm not a fan of him, but I work for the Church of Gond, so there's not much he or I can do about it. His position and mine. However, I will say that I know it's Little Kalimshan, yes.
Yes.
I am acquainted with the instructor at Vadashir Academy. It is Little Kalimshan's sword school.
What school?
Sword fighting skill. And he'll say, and I know the smith does work for him. I might be able to arrange some cart with crates and supplies. I think that's probably the best I'd be able to do.
Mm-hmm.
Do they often investigate all the crates? Because that was something we saw at the border, at least coming in.
They do try, though, in my experience, if particularly dangerous enough or odd or off enough, they won't touch it.
How often do carts go in and out of here?
Well, overall, I'm sure daily. But as far as the Vedashir Academy blacksmithing relationship goes, I think it's by special order. It's not a scheduled thing.
Mm.
That sounded like our best bet.
Is there anything we could do for you if we manage to make this work?
Oh, no, I'm just happy to help. When people come in here and they're for assistance, I do trying my best to provide it. It's the job.
Um,
Uh,
are those oil stains easy to get out of?
Oh, well, I wouldn't know, but I do have fresh robe staff.
I could make you something that probably resists them oils a little stronger if you'd like.
Oh, Well, you certainly don't have to. Jet.
Say it one more time.
Oh, you certainly don't have to, but also certainly object.
Okay. If you don't mind me coming by at a later time to take your measurements, I can weave you up something.
Oh, certainly. That sounds wonderful.
Perfect.
And
All right. Oop.
out of quick curiosity, the lights. Are
Ah.
Oh
they
yeah, them weird.
They
Are
run
they
on
magic like that?
electricity.
where do you get that from?
Electricity?
Yes.
Like-
You may. You hear of famed magical sorcerers and things like that cast a spell,
Called what? One more time?
lightning bolt.
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
Nightingale, yes.
It's like that, but harnessed and pushed through wires and coils to then take that destructive energy and illuminate space.
That is fascinating. I EV3 and all my different doodads are powered off of like arcane crystals, so I'll have to keep that in mind. Electricity. Is this
Sounds
something-
very complicated.
What if it explodes?
Oh, that only happened once.
So it can happen?
I mean, happening just once is about par for the course.
And also, when you're working with lightning and being able to harness it in such a manner, I think only exploding once is fairly impressive.
I mean, there's a reason why EV3 is EV3 as opposed to 1 or 2.
Yeah, but it's right there above us. Are them wires in the wall?
All around
Is
us.
it under around us?
Maybe,
You know what? I'll walk you guys out.
That'd be nice. Thank you.
I'm actually curious about this electricity. It sounds very, very useful if it can power such a large church. Is that what's powering the systemized channeler?
No, that actually does indeed crystals.
Okay.
But anyways, it's none the matter because as you suggested, there is some capability of explosions and things like that. So we here at the Temple of Gone do keep electricity very, very contained. Want everyday people themselves with it.
Yeah, that
Stop.
sounds good to me.
Not nearly as safe as Mac. Come now.
Mhm.
And later on, when I'm getting your measurements, you can tell me more about. Am I touching electricity right now?
No, that is horsehair plaster.
Oh, horsehair plaster. Now that's good. Am I walking on electricity?
Most of our cabling is run through.
So the electricity is behind, like inside the walls.
Okay.
Sure.
So if I put my hand through it
I
at one point,
would not recommend.
right? But there's electricity in the wall.
Well, I mean, magic is all around us. Can't imagine electricity is much different. Like, oh, is this like
Yeah,
when you
but
like rub your socks on the floor and then you get the little zap? It's like that.
Very similar.
I never get that.
On a much larger scale, or it's somewhat magical in the same way that magnets are.
How did that
Magnets
shit
are-
work?
I never
How
got
did those
magnets.
work?
Thank you.
God damn, we're horrible people. Anyways, but yes, let's get the move on.
But my thing is that magic was made to be harnessed, right? Like we've been all of us are conduits for magic, but nobody's been a conduit for electricity except for people who die.
I mean, you do hear about like that one pirate, like
No.
with like the like tiefling lady does lots of things with storms. I think.
Yeah,
I hear
but like
about her.
that's not lightning or electricity, that's magic.
Yeah,
And
this is
also,
not-
anything anything can be harnessed if you have the right tools. I'm just assuming they have the right tools to harness
Right,
this
but, like,
electricity.
But
is
also
that meant
these
to be?
precise questions that you are asking is why that we
Mhm.
electricity is dangerous.
Yeah. I'm just saying it's a little weird, but impressive. I think it's also amazing.
I have to keep in mind.
You
It's
know,
very
very, very
fascinating.
creative.
Shall we?
Yes, please.
All right. He will go ahead and walk you guys out, and that is where we take it.
Woohoo!
All right, we are back. Last we left off, crew just departed the Temple on after speaking to a cleric that Olin knows, maker Jacques Guntar. And with that, we pick up outside the High House of Wonders. And what would you all?
Y'all want to go talk to the tent? I mean, go talk. Y'all know what I mean.
That's a mimic.
Yes, go to the tent.
That's a good idea. Get there before it gets all ransacked by everyone.
Did we get like a? I'm not assuming there's an address, but like, did we get a?
Yeah, he would have given you vague just instructions on how to locate it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we go do that. We go locate it.
All right.
Let's go.
So, to do so, you have to depart the city out of that gate that you observed that where James found you guys. And the check procedure, you guys with no baggage or anything like that, was just checking your credentials. You choose to flash the sort of flaming fist badge that has the black stripe across it. You will get a little bit less scrutiny, but they do still check your papers. As you cross through the precipice of the gate, you come along a road that leads on to Little Kalimshan and that minaret off in the distance. All along the road is a city of tents. This is a symptom, for lack of a better word, of the Eltguardians who are trying to get access into Baldur's Gate after fleeing their home, whatever reason. You make your way through the tent, following vague description that James gave you, and as you go along, you see all manner of people, young, old, people of different backgrounds, from not only humans but also dwarves and elves. It is a very interesting mashup of people, more diverse, I would say, than the city of Baldur's Gate, which is mostly human. It seems like these people have sort of almost come from everywhere, and then subsequently came to Baldur's Gate. You make your way to the tent as it was described to you, and it is very small. But as you sort of peel back the tent flap, the first thing that sort of hits you is a wall of the scent of blood. And as you peer on the inside, you see what looks to be canvas and wood cot that is like soaked through. Most of it is dry now, but it is soaked through. It like there was probably a lot of blood that was sort of out onto this particular. And in addition to that, there is a chest that has been opened. It doesn't look like it is locked. And in addition to that, stuck into sort of one of the support posts of the tent is a green shafted pink crystalline rose that is drilled into the wood post.
You were right, Marty.
Hooray for me! Oh gosh. Oh, God. Oh.
When Jeremina like smelled the blood, I think she's keeping Marty behind her.
Thank you. Oh, goodness gracious.
All right. Okay. You know what? I don't want to go. She's again going to use her incantation and infernal. Flick her wrist 2 times, summon her mage hand, and is going to use it to uh, kind of look. You said it was opened, right? The chest.
By open, I mean like it is a chest with like an X. So like the lock is separate from the chest; it's not built in, and it appears to have already been opened. There's no key, but like the lock is hanging.
Okay. I'm going to take the lock off of the chest and then open the lid using the mage hand.
Okay. From your vantage point, as it opens, inside you, a mass of like black fabric, and what looks to be a pouch of some kind that has been sort of tossed on top, and what looks to be a pendant of some kind.
I'm going to fish out the pendant.
Okay.
So far I'm seeing black fabric, a pouch, and a pendant.
Silkez, thanking God for healed leather boots, is going to walk into the tent, put on his gloves, and
I got my mage hand. Don't touch anything.
that's why I'm wearing gloves. And he's going to carefully take out the crystalline rose.
Okay. You do so with some effort. It was driven in there with great force. You now have 1 crystalline rose. Feel free to add that to inventory. As far as the pendant goes, the pendant is a silver triangle with a black sphere in the middle, with a white skull superimposed over that black orb.
Well, it was a silver triangle, a arrow.
And so silver triangle, black orb, white skull. From front
Does
to
it
back,
look?
or from back to front, rather.
Does it look particularly nice?
The silver on the edges, it looks well crafted. It certainly doesn't look like they. It certainly doesn't look like this was a home built piece of iconography. This was certainly something that was crafted or mass produced.
I'm gonna drift it over to my hand and take it. Have we seen any Cult of the Dead 3 iconography? I'm asking the party.
I don't think we have.
I don't believe so.
Might be worth asking Tarina if she recognized this when we see her next. Because she knows about the entrance to the lair.
This might be something useful.
Yeah. I'll keep this for safekeeping. I don't want this to get locked in evidence.
I'd be careful with that. They check for those things, and we saw what happens to.
Oh, well, I'm not going to wear it. I'm just going to keep it, and she'll put it in between her chest.
Oh, okay.
Jeremiah's own bag of holding.
Yeah.
500 pounds of equipment, and it's an extra dimensional.
Hmm.
Jesus.
It's funny because she does in a different world. She does have one there.
It's a booby trap.
Boo.
Just put a mousetrap in there.
Okay. Silkez, I'm gonna pull up the pouch with my hand and I'm gonna open it. Will you look inside so I don't have
Oh,
to go over there?
yes, I will.
Alright, so
He's going to
okay.
tuck the rose away
She'll
as he approaches the chest.
she'll lift the pouch and then open it with a mage hand for Silkez.
Sure. Silk, as you look down into the pouch, it appears to be empty.
There's nothing in here.
Oh, that's good. I'm gonna move the fabric. Are you ready for that?
Yes, I'm ready for it.
Okay. She's gonna pick up the fabric. Also, is it nice? Is it nice fabric?
It's it is very loose weave. It kind of looks like it would probably fall apart. As you pick it up, it looks to be just a robe and ceremonial, probably in nature, because it couldn't really be utilitarian fabrics.
Olin,
Yes.
the unidentified suspects.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was wearing something, right?
I didn't read the paper you did.
Well, we all got the paper.
Oh. No.
I thought one of them was wearing a medallion.
One of them was.
It's not on the paper. That's what I was reading.
Yeah. So James had said that one of the victims was wearing was found. Oh, and because I just checked your passive perception, Silkes, as you at so as the robe gets lifted up, you're able to notice this sort of weird, almost the paper liner of the chest, sort of like decoupaged on the inside, but it's also very old, and you're able to see sort of basically a rust stain in one corner that may indicate that this chest has a false bottom.
Ooh.
So hold on really quick. One of the bodies was found with a pendant on.
Yep.
Gonna put that in all caps because I remembered that.
Is this
Silkes is going to lean down and move. Or actually, first he's gonna check for traps.
Okay, go ahead and make an investigation check.
you
I
two?
was like, wait a second.
Are we thinking that? I mean, was this medallion? I'm so sorry, y'all. Are they killing off their own priests?
Either that or this was a setup, because if one of the bodies was found with a pendant and we find the same pendant here, it's either they're killing their own priests or they know that we're investigating.
I don't know much about about these people, but isn't that like what they do?
Why would a death cult kill their own people?
Sacrifices, ritual sacrifices,
Right.
ascending. It could be a
But,
form of
like-
ascension.
But like leaving it out, like causing that fear.
Wait, one of the gods that when we had talked to, I think it was the inspector, brought up that one of them cares about power, and I mean, fear is a kind of power.
If I remember correctly, let's look at this first session. Bane,
Yeah,
Baal, and Mikral are the gods involved. And I know Baal is chaos god, violence for more lack of a better term. But I'm not sure about Bane or Mikral personally. Religion was never really my bag.
yeah, Baal and Mikro just death gods, but Bane's got power in them. So I'm not getting why they devote themselves to these three gods and then kill. Like, I mean, my reasoning is that there just isn't a lot of people that get into a death cult. You'd have to be a kind of specific person. So why would you go and kill this very specific kind of person?
Silkez, it does not appear.
Awesome. And getting into the bottom of that chest.
So you are able to sort of fish either a item or dagger or something in between the crease and sort of work the false bottom up. And what you find under the false bottom is a leather-bound folio.
This is remember the item I sent you, Jason, where he has the comb, but the inside is like a little stiletto dagger.
Yeah.
He takes out his comb, he just like choop, and starts and that's how he finds it. And he looks at the leather folio for a second and he picks it up slowly. Very thankful to be wearing gloves. And looks it over. Does it look like unassuming for the most part?
Yeah, no, it definitely looks as though it was like custom made, if that makes sense. Like it was made by a bookbinder. But it doesn't have like words on the front indicating what its contents may be.
Silkez, before you open that, can you walk over here within 5 feet of me, touch and range, you could say?
Certainly. He walks within touching range.
Okay, give me just 1 second just to double check something. Okay, she's going to take a kind of religious icon from her bag, like almost like kind of wrap it around her hand like a rosary, press it against Silka's shoulder, and say, Zariel Kendon Wise, bind and guide. There. And she's going to cast protection from evil and good on Silkaz.
Cool. Sure thing. Shoot it up in the chat just so I know what it does.
Sheesh.
All right,
Alrighty.
Go ahead and open that, and I'm just gonna stand 10 feet away.
Silka's backs up right after he can tell, back to the middle of the tent, and he opens the book.
All right.
Folio, rather.
As you open it, the interior is there are no papers, no documents, no words. Each side of the folio is a 4x6 grid of little leather pockets. And as you sort of search over the interior of these little leather pockets, the ones the top two, so if on the folio's left side, the top two pockets, they have a little bit of bulge to them. There's something in them, and you can see at the top of the little pocket, sort of like a little arch of what looks to be metal and sort of little. There's like a fairly thin piece of metal on the interior of those two pockets.
Are they easily openable, or have they been sewn shut?
The top is open. That's why you can. So you could theoretically pull it out if you wanted to.
He pulls one of them out just to look it over.
Which one?
If it's the top two pockets,
So like left or right?
left.
So as you pull out the piece of metal, it is round and it comes out, and you see a ghoulish looking skull with a single mote of what may be blood or maybe some other sort of teardrop, water drop shape. Just off to its side.
Is that like on its like a metal?
Yeah, so it's like a coin
Carving?
like this. It's got like a ghoulish, hideous skull face, and then just on the exterior of the sort of the circumference, almost, if you would, of the coin, there's like this little almost teardrop or like little water droplet, except it's red, so it's, by your guesstimation, intended to represent blood. Yeah.
Oh, mote. M-O-T-E.
Yes. Get those motes, brother.
He's going to put it back in its pocket for now and then take out the one on the right.
The one on the right is a very similar looking coin, ghoulish face. However, this one has 3 little motes of red water droplets that you presume to be blood.
This will summon a heavy blocker.
Yes, indeed.
He's going to take both little coins.
All right. Feel free to add them to your inventory sheet.
Plus 2 coins.
Hey, can I have that leather folio?
Oh, yes, absolutely. It seems like it'd be a perfect thing for your supplies. There were these coins in them, and he holds them in his palm and shows them.
But bring them out here. I'm not letting Marty look inside. So yeah, but walk out and show them to us.
All right, huddle, please.
Huddle. Oh, good God.
Those are threatening.
It's a little. It's interesting.
I have a feeling that if we are to get into or discover the Cult of the Dead 3 in any way, we might need these.
Might be good to take that ceremonial wear too.
Pocket those coins. Yes. And if you want to take the robe.
Might be good. It's kind of loose. It's not well made. But I might be able to replicate this.
Well, this is interesting to say the least. And now we know, he looks behind at all the blood, and now we know why they were drained of all the blood when they were dropped off at the statue.
They certainly did bleed out here. If the smell's a lead indicator. But there wasn't any blood in the other man's house.
So, but he was the one that got identified.
Mm-hmm.
And the room was torn up, but that one, the lock was just popped.
Mm-hmm.
What if the thing is we didn't find no medallion with that man?
We did.
Maybe it's different because this one's in it.
But
Maybe
he
the
doesn't want his
one.
blood too, right?
Maybe the identified one was taken to a secondary location. And then
Alright.
Mm-hmm. So maybe first one got taken away, second one died here.
that's my initial thought.
Yeah, something definitely died here. Like that's a lot of blood.
Mm-hmm.
So
But
really quick, out of character. Original apartment had no blood but signs of a scuffle. Is there any sign of a scuffle here?
I would say that the potential exists for there to have either been no scuffle at all or a little bit of a scuffle. The living conditions in this tent are so that it's not like there's picture frames to knock off things like that. So it's kind of up in the air whether it was a scuffle.
thing is if there was a scuffle, I mean, the blood would be.
Everywhere, more than it is.
Okay, we can definitely know they like attacking people in their sleep.
Yes.
So keep that in mind, you guys. Sulkez,
Hmm?
I sure hate sharing a room, but do you want to share a room from here on
Um,
out?
mm,
You're the one touching them coins. And I've got the medallion.
yeah, I suppose we should.
And there was only one bed.
They sleep stock still on either side of the bed, facing away from each other.
Drow can also trance.
Yeah.
True.
Mm-hmm. If you guys want extra protection, well, actually, never mind. Jeremy would say no.
Sorry. And
No,
you would need it too. If you don't like weapons or killing, you're gonna need EV. Sorry, EV-3.
Mm-hmm.
Did I do it
EV3 is
right?
fine. Yeah, just EV3. Don't need to do the dash, but thank you.
And Olin,
Hmm.
you'll be safe in the House of Wonders, right?
Yeah.
And if push comes to shove, you can defend yourself.
Yeah.
Promise.
Yes.
I don't know, Olin. I get worried.
Oh, I'll be fine.
Okay. It's just a lot of blood. And it's hard not to think that whoever died here might have.
Oh, what do you think about I'm forgetting her name. The lady we met at Alfsong Tavern.
Tarina?
Karina?
Do you think she'll be okay?
Yeah, I think her roommate.
I mean,
Which, by the way, yeah,
her first
roommate.
Her roommate.
Go on.
and they were roommates.
My God, they were roommates.
I think Tarina's main concern is that she and her roommate are being hunted down by another outside force. I would assume at that point, well, 2 is distinctive, but once you start getting into the multiples, it starts getting a little muddy as to who's chasing you, and so who's to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, this all seems a lot more serious than it did a second ago.
Yeah. We should also think about not staying at the
3-year-old
camp
kegs.
as much.
We don't want to put
She's
them
got
in
a
danger.
5-year-old.
Yeah, we don't want to put a family business in danger.
Let's stay there for tonight, but after this, let's rethink where we're going to be staying. We might have to start moving from tavern to tavern.
I could ask. I could ask. My mom if You could borrow one of the spare
Mm.
rooms.
Is your mom cool? Because I'm kind of a tieflin.
Oh, she won't care about that. I don't think. No, she wouldn't. No, she wouldn't care about that.
Mhm.
We'll see. But let's be careful about who we're involving in this.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Um,
yeah, true. She doesn't know I'm doing this.
and that's probably for the best. Okay.
Whenever you go out, especially if you go out at night, heavens forbid, make sure you keep an eye on your surroundings. Even during the day, keep an eye on your surroundings.
That's why I have UV3. Among many reasons. You're very good, UV3.
Wow.
R2D2 scream noise.
Mhm.
All right. Well,
We should leave.
yeah,
Let them know what we
Um,
found.
sounds good.
Silkas is going to step outside of the tent and prestidigitate the blood off of his shoes because he is not trailing that anywhere.
Excellent, excellent. Well, with that, I'll begin your walk back to Baldur's Gate. And as it closes in on the evening, just before we sign off, what is you guys' plan for this evening? Is the plan to is the plan to just go to bed, or do you guys have plans for the night that is of this day? If that makes sense.
Should we report back to Tarina?
Yeah, we obviously have to
Mm.
tell her that we're like waiting on that.
To hear back, yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
So with that, you guys can very easily convey that message to her that you're waiting to hear back the potential of effectively a transport solution, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's not a problem. Did you guys more specifically have any else? Like, I guess what I'm saying is, like, you guys don't want to, like, stay up till 1 a.m., like, stalking the maiden statue or
Oh.
Probably
That
not tonight
thought
because
wouldn't
we
have
didn't think
happened.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. So
Jeremina would not. Yeah.
okay. So
After all that blood.
yeah, exactly. I just wanted to make sure. So, you guys, and also because there's some weirdness about where you guys are going to be staying, we won't make that decision now. We'll cover it at the next session, and then start next session wherever it is you guys have chosen to stay, and I can give you some options then of where you think the best spot. So,
Are we going to be starting in the morning?
yes, it would be my intent to start in the morning at whatever place you guys have chosen to stay.
I'll send you a
Okay.
message.
Awesome. Oh, and I'm gonna say we can close out, but next session, could we start with getting the information that Tarina was meant to tell us?
She
I
will
think
not.
she's-
She will not.
Oh,
give you that
waiting
information
until.
until she's inside Little Callum.
Okay.
Makes sense.
All right.
All right, and with that,
Alright.
peace out, everybody. It's been fun. We'll see you next week.
We'll see ya.
Have a good one.